Hi guys, it's time again for a Commands and Colors Ancients battle, and we are now entering some exciting times as we will see the rise of Macedon, or Macedon if you want, into power. And this is a battle called Crocus Field or Crocus Plain, which was fought in 352 according to this booklet. I know there is some debate on what year the battle took place. Actually, there are not that many records of this battle and the history of this war. So there is some debate on when this took place, but let's say it was 352. And we're seeing the king of Macedon here, Philip II, who is also known as the father of Alexander the Great, who will appear later. And well, what led up to this this battle then? Well, we have on the other side with the Phocians here, who were well, the Phocians came from a region close to Boeotia. I think it was like a northwest of them, and there were some great cities in Phocia. For instance, Delphi lies within the Phocian territory, so to speak. And before this happened, actually Onomarchus, who was the leader of this army, and he did actually rob or loot a temple in Delphi. I think it was a temple of Apollo, because he needed the money for some war he has been fighting with his neighbors. So actually, they weren't even in control of Delphi, but Onomarchus did seize Delphi and included it into his control. That was not seen as too good of an action by other factions. Thebes, for instance, who had some kind of well, they got some tribute from the Phocians as well as Spartans and other also. Anyway, Onomarchus needed the money, so he seized Delphi, and at that one point he did loot the temple of Apollo. I think it was the temple of Apollo, not really sure there. Anyway, that was of course not seen as a good act, so even some allies raised some eyebrows against that action, and well, he got loads of money. He could raise a big army, and since it's a army raised with money, it's mostly a mercenary army, but anyway, good quality army, and he was also, in conflict with the Thessalians, or the Thessalian League. And at one point, the Thessalians asked the Macedonians for help. And he asked Philip II, who marched down. This was a year before this battle. So Philip has been here in the area before, fought some battle here, but did not manage too well. So he had to retreat back to Macedon that year, and well, his version of it was that he did a kind of a tactical retreat, just to, gain some more force and return the year after, which he did with a big army, about 20,000 foot included in his army, and he marched down. So again, in 352 then, Onomarcus and the Phocians, well, they wanted to link up with some of his allies, including actually Athenians. So this was well, many factions declared war against Onomarcus because of the sacrilege he did in Delphi. So this is called a sacred war against the Phocians, which of course the Macedonians did and Philip did a kind of a well, he saw as he kind of was a protector of the gods of Apollo here, restoring the temple into his, yeah, they wanted to restore and get back the loot and all that, right? So he was the champion of Apollo basically here, and as I said, at this point the Onomarcus and the Phocians wanted to link up with some allies, but Philip and his army, I think there's not only Macedonians here, I think it's also troops from the Thessalian League, and they did put themselves in between here. So as you can see, the Phocians have the back against the sea here, Aegean Gulf. So they had just gotten ashore here when they find the Macedonians arrayed for battle here. So here's where the battle took place, and looking at the strength here, I'd say it's a kind of an evenly matched forces here, more or less. So it was kind of uncertain how this battle was gonna turn out, right? So they did battle, and the Phocians did fight very well, but what eventually did tip the balance to the Macedonians was the cavalry on the Parmenion here. So there's some real heavier type of cavalry here who could attack the flank here, and by that the Phocians were routed. And as it was said, this is one of the most bloody battles in Greek history, because at least in the ancient history, I think there was some 6,000 Phocians killed this day, both in the battle and the aftermath, because when they started to flee, they did flee out in the water, because there was some fleet just outside here. So the troops wanted to be rescued, started to wade and swim out to the boats here, and quite a many drowned here, and others were slaughtered by pursuing Macedonians here. So, well, this was a big victory for Philip II, who also took control of Thessaly after this battle. Thanks to that, so he was elected the Archon of Thessaly. So a really important milestone for Philip and the Macedonians to rise into power. So this is what we're going to do today, and so we're going to check the War Council. We see that we have Philip II with 5 command cards, and he will move first. The Phocian army with Onomarcus, also 5 command cards, so it's evenly matched there as well. Not only in troops, but as we'll see, but also in the command cards count. We'll fight the 6 banners, and there are only one special rule, and that's the Aegean Gulf is impossible. So the Phocians really have their back against the wall already here, so they have a desperate fight in front of them. Now, the thing is, this battle comes from the first expansion. So in the Spartan expansion, as you can see, they are depicted as Eastern unit blocks here, but there is a retrofit schema here from the Sparta expansion, so we're going to use that. And more or less, it's only, instead of using the Eastern unit blocks, we will use the Spartans Spartan colored blocks here. I mean, otherwise I think there's no real differences here. I mean, we had the same leaders on Marcus and Naseas on the Phocian side, and on the Macedonian side we have 3 leaders. We have Philip, we have Parmenion of the cavalry, and then we have Antipater here also commanding the infantry. So basically there's nothing new. One thing that strikes me here is that in this scenario, not even in the retrofit, we will use any hoplites. So there will be no hoplite unit rule in effect, even though we see some medium heavy infantry here, but they are not fighting in hoplite style in this battle for some reason. I don't know if Philip already did implement his his long pike phalanxes here. I don't know. And I don't know how the Phocians did battle at this time. Maybe they also had some other tactics than the hoplite phalanx. I don't know. But we'll see some medium heavy infantry here. So I'm gonna put this aside and let's look at the game board itself. So here we are. We see the Gulf here. The Phocians here arrayed for battle, and we can start with checking the troops here. So on the very left we have some light cavalry, light infantry, and then we have some bow units, or 1 bow unit, and then we have auxiliary troops. Then come 4 medium heavy infantry. Note again, not hoplite. They are just plain medium heavy infantry together with the leaders. And then we have some more auxiliaries, and at the very right end we have some more skirmishers. We have slingers there and a unit of light infantry. So pretty standard Greek formation that I would actually expect to see in the earlier battle. You know, if you remember, in the 600s and up there, just infantry, not much cavalry. We have 1 unit here and some skirmishers, but the main force is fighting infantry. And on the Macedonian side, up on their right hand side, we have Parmenion. He's attached to a heavy cavalry, and in front of him we see 2 medium heavy cavalry. So here's what decided a battle historically. They probably scared off these enemy cavalry, and then they were able to attack the flanks here. Anyway, then we have some skirmishers, light infantry, some auxiliaries, and then comes the main line of the Macedons. We have 2 heavy infantry together with Philip and a medium heavy one. Then we have 2 units of auxiliaries on the left, and in the far left we have some bows and a skirmisher light infantry there. So, as I said before, I think this is quite evenly matched, both in skirmish power and, you know, fighting infantry power, if you could say like that. Because, well, on the Macedonian side, of course, we have these heavy infantry, right? 2 units of heavy and 1 medium heavy. The Phocians don't have any heavies, but they have instead 4 infantry units instead of 3, all medium heavies. And by the way, I see now I have forgot to deploy Antipater here, who should be with that auxiliary unit. I will do that before we start the game. And well, so I think the clash here could be pretty evenly matched. Well, the Macedonians have 1 more auxiliary unit than the Phocians, so maybe that could be something, but maybe again the crucial part here will be the cavalry. If and especially the heavy cavalry, if they reach the lines here, they could tip the balance if they are just grinding them. You know, these guys are grinding each other, then come the cavalry. Let's see if that can happen. I don't know what to do with the Phocians to prevent that from happening, but maybe we should be a bit cautious here on the left, or otherwise be a bit more aggressive and try to skirmish our way here and try to reduce those cavalry, the cavalry threat there. I don't know. So for some battle plans then, well, for the Phocians, they really don't have... I'd say this is basically the same for both sides, and both sides feel quite evenly matched. So both sides, I think, I mean, if I would play this being on a player against player, and no matter what side of the board I will sit, I will think, okay, I'll just march up and start clashing with the other, because I have as big of a chance to win the game as the other guys. I just got, if I were the Phocians, a bit worried about those cavalry, of course. And the same goes for the Macedons. I mean, we know we have the Phocians with their backs to the wall here, or the sea. So let's march forward and you know, force them to retreat into the sea and start losing blocks by that. So that's basically what I'm going to do. And then, of course, look for the opportunity to use the cavalry. Let's see if I can restrain myself and not throw them into these crazy cavalry charges I usually do. If you have followed my videos, you know I have done crazy cavalry charge many times. Perhaps at times even done so with the effect of deciding the battle to the other side, who was able to get some free banners, victory banners by my charges. But let's see if I can contain myself and do it more efficiently this time. Let's see. Anyway, I think we are ready to start the game. I have dealt the cards, 5 to each side. So I'm gonna put out Antipater and then we'll start the clash. Okay, Antipater is in place, so let's start it. And Macedonians go first. Alright, here's something that will come handy, right? I mean, thing is, we could already start using this. I said just a moment ago I will not do any crazy cavalry charges, but I'm really tempted to already start the charges here, because I could reach those guys and attack them with 4 dice. Well, let's see what we have else, because I'm so tempted. Anyway, 2 units center, and we have some light troops. We could start off with some more traditional skirmish. That could be something. Then we have a leadership any section, and then outflanked. Well, one plan would be to... Maybe I should play the outflanked first. I don't know. I was thinking maybe we could move up the cavalry a bit, move up some skirmishes a bit, and then we can make use of that card and that card. It would be cool to get the heavy also into play. So I could do a turn of preparation, and then I could either do that or either that in the next turn. Then that's a plan. So what could we achieve with the outflank then? Well, we could move up some cavalry here. I will not attack, and then we just move up some skirmishers, and we could even start some attacks this turn. And we have no enemy cavalry here to worry about, so we could move up a bit actually. let's do that. I'll start with the outflank. So I will order that cavalry and that cavalry. I will order the bow unit and the skirmishers up there. And I will move these guys here and these guys. Let's see. Let's move them there. And then move these guys just here. Okay, so they will fire with 1 die each. And these guys I will move like so. And then the heavy cavalry up there with Parmenion. So now basically all my cavalry will be in striking range in case I go crazy and play this card next turn. And let's start with a skirmish then. So here we have a 1 die attack against the enemy light. And that's a hit. Very nice. And then we also pour in some bow fire into that same unit. And that's a flag. He's lucky to be able to take it. He can reach all the way back there. So no losses for that flag, but we forced them back really good. That's it. That was the outflanked from the Macedonians, and kind of an aggressive start, right? To start with skirmishing here and really showing that we're gonna use our cavalry right away. So let's see what the Phocians have. Well, they have 3 units there. We could counter that. We have some medium troops. That's a really handy one because we can order our medium heavies in the center. We have an inspired right leadership. Actually, we have one leader up there. We have a dark in the sky, and we have 2 on this flank. So, question is, how should we react? Should we try to repair something here? We could even darken the sky this time. We have 2 units who could fire, the bows and the slingers. So they will fire twice. That's really nice. We could also order 2 units here to start off some battle against those guys. Get some skirmish fire into that. I think I don't want to use that now, because I want to use that to order the lineup when that time comes. These 2 I will not play, but these 3 are kind of equally nice. So I will roll for what Philip decides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's a 1, so they will actually go for this side now. So I will move up these guys again. They go there. These guys will not move, they will just fire. I'll take 2 blocks down there to remember. And then we have 1 more. So we could march up the auxiliaries here, and they will also put some fire. So let's start here then. It's 1 die against those lights. That's a miss. Then we have our slingers. I wonder if they have a clear line of sight against that target. I think they have. So they will fire at those lights up there with 2 dice. Well, 1 hit and a retreat flag. So we forced them back under very heavy rain of stones. Maybe they go there instead. Oh, sorry, I was out of boundaries with my camera. Here we go. So it retreated back 2 steps there, and that was a good slinger fire. And then we have a 1 die attack against that bow unit there, and that's another flag. So we are really forcing back the Macedonians now. Kind of good. So let's draw a new card for the Phocians and then see what the Macedonians can do. Okay, so we have 3 on the right. We have a leadership, the light troops. 2 center or the mounted charge. Maybe we should do the mounted charge now, since we could attack with 3 units. I think it's time to call for a mounted charge. I know this is a bit early to do this, but we have a really good chance to make some real casualties here. So we have 3 units. I forget, heavy units can go 3 units in battle, so I will even not have been will not be necessary to move up those guys first. Anyway, so I could go 3. That's interesting. Let's see. I think I'll do that actually. I will use the heavies to hit his lights who cannot evade. Then I will place these guys here and these guys here. This will be awesome. So we start here against the lights. Normally we would have 4 dice, right? Let's see, heavy cavalry fights with 4 dice, but we get the 5th one for the card. So I mean, if we get 1 flag, it's over. We didn't get that. Oh crap, this was a bad roll. Luckily we have Parmenion with us, so we at least get 2 hits, but that was a bad roll. I mean, 1 flag would have been enough. So we didn't get the guys, and they will actually fight back now. And luckily they are not adjacent to a leader, so they didn't hit us. But I was, expecting to continue the attacks here on the line. But that was a bad roll. So we need to get these guys now against these lights, and hopefully we can no, these guys will of course evade. Oh crap. Yeah, but we need to do it anyway. Let's do it. So these guys will of course evade. So I cannot take ground there. That was really bad. In that case, I think I'll wait with this battle a bit, because I will actually attack from here to here now, hoping not. I mean, these guys cannot evade, so if I get those guys, they retreat. I can go in. I can't reach these guys anyway. All right. Well, this was kind of a miscalculation here. Forgot about those guys who can always evade. They can just scatter even though it's cavalry attacking. So they will. Okay, I will do it in this order anyway. So these guys will attack the lights. They evade back there. Oh, let's roll first. So it's 4 dice thanks to the card. And green hits. Yeah, we got 1. And then these guys evades, and we cannot gain ground, which is bad. Bad. Okay, so here we go. We attack the auxiliaries here. It's 4 dice, they cannot evade, so this is my chance to get some real casualties in here. But I would need to roll 2 flags for them to retreat actually. Not good. We got 3 hits, that's okay, but that flag they can ignore if they want to, and I think they're actually gonna do that because they want to hit back. There's no need to retreat. So we got 3 dice on me, and they got in 2 hits. So this was I don't know what's wrong with my cavalry charges. I never succeed with them. Okay, we really got some tough hits on those guys, but we also got back some heavy hits. So, and of course, I wanted to get some bonus close combats due to these cards, but I weren't able to do that. And this roll was really bad from Parmenion. Too bad. Okay, that's how it goes. So now it's the Phocians, and I think they really need to respond here now. So what can they do? Dark in the Sky would have been so nice here, but I'm adjacent, except with that unit, so that's not really good. We could order lights. Or 2 here. Mediums is not that cool. I think we need to do this card now. That would be 5 units. And what can we do then? What can we do then? We are in a dangerous situation here as the Phocians, that's for sure. I mean, if they can follow up this attack, we could be toast here. We cannot fall back too much anymore. I think I ordered those guys at least. They can fire with 2 dice. These guys, so I will just bring down one of the blocks. These guys will also activate, and they will move 2 here. These guys will be activated. They will take the chances to roll for blue when these guys evade. Well, that was 3. What else? Should we activate these guys? And where on earth should we put them then? It would have been nice to get a gap here to ride into safety. But really cannot do that. Unless these guys moves. Okay, let's move with those guys. Okay, so let's see. Let's back with the movements and do that in a good order. So here's who I'm gonna activate, and then I'm gonna activate the slingers up here. So, movement. So these guys will move here, so they can only fire with 1 die. These guys will move there. The cavalry tries to escape. 1, 2, 3, and 4. They could potentially fire here. Yeah. And the slingers, let's move them up here into the line. So they're gonna start pouring some stones on the main line of the Macedons now. Yeah, this is what I'm gonna do. So, where to start? I'm gonna actually start with the light cavalry. They will throw some javelins against that guy. With a bit of luck we get him. No, but they retreated away. So they got away. Typical, I roll that flag now, because I cannot attack with those guys now. So we throw some javelins against that next cavalry unit instead. That was a miss. Then we fire some Both they have moves, it's only one die. A miss. And then we have those guys who could fire with 2 dice because they have not moved. And we put some fire on Parmenion. It's 2 dice looking for red. Yeah, we got 1. That was awesome. Because now we also gotta check Parmenion. Oof. Close, but he survived. Okay. I'm still in a very, very dangerous position here. If the cavalry follows up now. Okay, and we have 1 fire more to do, and we're gonna attack the auxiliary here with anti-patter with 1 die. That was a miss. Because those are auxiliaries. Like that. Well, was it a good turn? I don't know. Too bad those guys got away. But that's typical when you want to roll a hit, you roll these flags and the other way around. Okay, here we go. So now it's the Macedons again. So they could order 2 right, they could use that for the cavalry. I think they're gonna do that. Yeah. Since we started the cavalry attack, we need to follow it through because we want to get some victory banners by these guys. So these guys will boldly roll right here, and these guys will go there. I'm really, before the clash, I'm rolling up the flank of the Phocians with the cavalry here. That's a bit crazy, but let's see if it's efficient. So I'll attack here first against those guys who cannot retreat, and they are not supported. So we got 3 dice, and a flag is enough. Or a hit. We got actually 3 hits in, so these are really dead. So here we got the first banner for Philip. Like that. And that's not all, because they can move in and then move another hex. They will do that, so they ride back and attack these light cavalry who cannot evade. So it's 3 dice again. And we got the hit. So those are toast. And Philip II, or more accurately Parmenion, gathers this second one. And I could also ride in here if I want, but I'm gonna keep my back, my retreat pass open, so I'm gonna keep myself there. And then comes Parmenion, and his heavies, and they will attack these decimated lights here. So it's 4 dice again. Well, 1 flag is not enough, but 3 greens are really good, really enough. So a bit more lucky with the rolls now. We got the 3rd banner, and we're gonna go in and ride back and attack those guys with 4 dice. If we get a bunch of flags, we could really get them. So we got 2 hits and a flag. So first of all, take those guys, then they need to retreat 2 hexes, but they cannot retreat at all because they have the Gulf in their back now. They are at the shore, so they got pursued, drowned or something. So both blocks are off because of that retreat, and we got yet another banner. So this was a successful turn for these guys. And do I want to enter that hex? No, I'm gonna keep my Parmenion safe from the enemy phalanxes here. So, well, that was a really successful turn by the Macedonians. So at least that first attack that wasn't too successful, we got to pluck some fruits from that attack in the end anyway. Okay, so Phocians. Now it's time to retaliate. And how should we do that then? We don't have any troops left anymore. We could order mediums. Yeah, maybe we should do that now. We don't have anything in the center. Dark in the sky. Well, only one unit can fire. No, I think we're gonna play the medium troops now. So what I'm basically gonna do is shift the line a bit to the left. So these guys will move. I'm gonna just move right away here because it's only these guys. These are available for battle, but I guess the cavalry will of course evade anyway, so only one of the units will battle. So let's start with these guys, attacking those guys who will indeed evade. 1, 2, and or 1, 2 perhaps, so I can reactivate both from the center and the right hand side cards. But I will roll those 4 dice and see if we can get any blue. Yeah, we got 1. So 1 down. We managed to catch 1 in all the action here before they evaded away. Okay, things are not looking too good for the Phocians right now. It's 4 victory banners to 0, and now it's the Macedons again. Heavy troops. That's Parmenion. 2 in the center. Lights, leadership any section, or 3 up here. Well, I'm gonna take it a bit easy this time. So I will always order my heavy troops. That will be Parmenion. I could also activate some heavy infantry there. Maybe we should do that too. Yeah, let's do it. So I will order these guys, and they retreat back here, and I will start marching up these guys now. I want to get the clash going now, because we just need 2 more and we have won the battle. So I'm gonna challenge these guys who shifted towards left, so we are moving to react here. So let's play the Phocians as well. Let's see what we have. We have 3 there, we have 2 here, we don't have any troops on our left sector. We have a dark in the sky. We'll only be able to do with those slingers there. Then we have an inspired right leadership. We don't have any leader up there anymore. Or we have 3 units there. So we have really many there. We really have to activate there actually now. That's bad. But we're gonna do it. There's 3 on the right hand side. We have 3 units there. So the slingers will stay, they will fire. The auxiliaries will rush 2 back here to link up with the main line. We feel the clash is gonna come soon, so we want to be prepared here. And let's also move our lights here so they are in contact with the main line. And then we have 1 battle. We can fire, and let's put it on antipater again. And we got a green and the flag, which I think they will ignore. But we're gonna check the fate of antipater. He's okay. That's it. And I'm gonna grab them another card. So I can organize these a bit. And I think actually I'll end the session here. Well, I think we have so far seen a real Macedon dominance here. Thanks to the cavalry, they have caused a real mess here in the Phocian lines. Even though after the first cavalry charge, it looked a bit shaky, but they really rolled up these flanks then and forced Phocian phalanxes or medium heavy infantry to react here. And well, they didn't really catch the cavalry, even though, I mean, the cavalry has taken some losses. We only had 2 blocks here, 2 blocks here, and only 1 block here. So they are not spent yet, but soon they will be if they are used anymore. But I'm pretty sure we're gonna see the big clash happening in the next video already. They are really closing in here now. So with that, I thank you for watching and hope you will be back for the next one. Bye for now.